right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections. I'm really excited to catch up again with David. David, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, Tats. It's an honor to be here.
You look like you've been in and out of the roofing industry early on, but now you're sort of full on. Tell me about how this all started for you.
I'm a second generation roofer. My dad's roofing mostly in the commercial space, but he's been roofing for about 25 years now. It's funny, I got into this space like everybody does without thinking they're going to be in the space for too long. After graduating college, I tried to use my degree in political science. I got sucked back into the roofing space. The roofing space it's a fun space, but it's also a lot of growth potential, especially nowadays with all that's happening with the wealth transfer, people retiring, businesses needing a little bit of a technological upgrade. So it's a really exciting time.
Why do you think the roofing industry is great? Like, because not everyone sees it, right? Like even someone like yourself that wasn't, like it was near it, but then quite didn't appreciate it until you tried other things and came back to it. Like, how would you explain that to someone that is considering roofing as a career?
I think what happens is that you're like you said it right. You said it perfectly. Where you're too close up to it, you're not able to see the big picture. So when I was first starting off, I did a lot of the labor. I did a lot of the trash picking. I did the things that you kind of like your rite of passage when you're beginning the trades. I thought about it as another job. As I honestly half-assed a lot of the first 2 years as a laborer, because I thought about it as just a way to get money, just a way to pay to college and have money to go out. I didn't really think about it as forward thinking as a lot of the younger people are doing nowadays, where they can see the bigger picture. Now that I can step back and kind of like talk to people like you, where we brainstorm how the industry's changing, what issues the industry has, it makes it so much more exciting. But once you're going through it, it's hard to imagine yourself doing something differently. I think maybe that's what the space really needs, is a kind of a path, like a kind of like a map. So hey, you're getting into this industry as a laborer. Amazing. Like, this is what you can do. Like, this is what other people can do. Like, nobody wants to ever stay the same. I think that's just human aspect, whereas like you always want some sort of fulfillment or growth. Sometimes when you get into the roofing industry, you come in and they throw you in there and you feel like you're going to be stuck there forever. And what causes us to lose a lot of good people in the industry, because they get not bored, but also just suffocated, where they don't see what else to do. Like, you can get into like consulting, you can get into become your own boss, or you can be a really good salesperson, you can be a really good content creator or educator, but just limit themselves to like, I'm going to be working on the roof for the rest of my life. I can't do this. Like, no, it's a beginning. Like, there's so much to do.
Going from working from someone else to having your own business, what have you learned?
I learned that I was not ready, but you're never fully ready, right? But I learned that it's one thing to know how to install the roof, and it's one thing to run a business. So when someone always tells me like they want to start their own business and do their own roofing company, I'm like, think really hard about it. Like, do the work and take pride in the work you're doing right now. The grass is not greener on the other side, because there's a lot of things that can happen, and they typically do happen. Things like workers' comp that we didn't know about coming into a business, general liability, payroll, taxes, all that stuff. It was a reality check, even though for the last 5 years of my 10 years or 11 years in the industry, I was on the project management side. I was a service department manager. I was superintendent. I was all this other stuff. And I had a good grasp of the office work. It was still a reality check and slapped me in the face when I started my business. There's so many things that you need to have in row, and your ducks in a row. And I think it's really good to have these conversations with people who are doing it already. It's not as easy as what people think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you had a magic wand and said, what can we improve about our industry? What do you think? What would you wish for?
I think it's that roadmap where it's like you show someone new to the space because when I first started off, there were so many people that got into the space and like in a month or two would quit. And so like I feel like those were good people. Sometimes it was because of certain uncertainty or just the way they were taught. They were taught like that. It's like what is that figure of speech where it's like, or that quote was like, you're building the plane while it's in the air. That's how they teach a lot of these people. That's how they teach a lot of project managers that come into the space, a lot of salespeople, and we lose a lot of good people because I don't think we have the right training process in place. I wish we could open up the magic of roofing to more people because I don't think people understand how amazing the space is and how big it's going to be, and it's already big, but it continues to grow. There's a lot of catalysts, especially here in California, with the need for new roofs. I'd go as far as saying like teaching this as like a college course or in high school.